you're given a sine function or a cosine function on a graph with these points given. The first thing I identified from this graph was that the starting was 0, 1. So I knew it was going to be a sine graph with a vertical translation of 1 unit up. Second thing I noticed is that the period is 2 pi. The reason I found this out is because pi over 2 is the peak, and after one complete cycle, it's 5 pi over 2 is the next x value. 2 pi plus pi over 2 is 5 pi over 3, or 5 pi over 2. And the third thing I noticed is that the maximum y value was 3. This allowed me to identify the amplitude. Based off the midline of what I found, which I found with the function starting at 0, 1, the amount of up and downward magnitude was 1 to the midline. So each one was 1 to the midline. So between those, that's 2. And so with that, all that information found, I was able to find that the amplitude was 2, the period was 2 pi, which allows me to find b because the period is equal to 2 pi over b, and then the function b is right before the x. So then 2 pi is equal to 2 pi over b, which is equal to 1, obviously. And then the midline, which we found from the vertical translation earlier on, is 1. So then your answer for this function would be 2 sine times x plus 1.